teamed together a little bit more often. But Nuckles Amsah only entered Trilock, but they got second. So they've been able to reach higher heights, but not teamed together as much as Humpe Q.
Yeah, and both of these teams have had a real...
pre this the same circuit already have been a static team for years and years and years, and I think we're getting into it now.
Yeah, we are.
Humpe Q opting for the double Fox instead of the Fox Falco against the Fox Smart from Nuckles Amsah.
I mean, it's no secret that Fox is probably the best team in doubles, just with like the speed and the explosive power that it offers.
Yeah, Fox is the best team in doubles.
Probably.
Okay, yeah, it's up there. It's definitely up there.
It's definitely up there. It is very hard to like properly coordinate where your foxes go because you're so quick, and oftentimes if you're kind of doing two similar things, then you're getting caught in doing the same thing.
Right.
But we've got Nuckles and Amsah, great edge guarding, and then Nuckles gets the grab for Amsah to clean the second stock up. And early lead for Red Team.
Oh, no, Nuckles nearly got a little gimp on the side there, especially such a high percentage. That would have been a good little lead to start the first game off.
I mean, they are still 2 stocks up, but the one thing that I kind of want
to... he just threw a stock away! Down here off the stage!
It happens.
That is kind of the... it's very unfortunate in doubles, but the thing that is in doubles is there's so much happening. It's so hard to keep track of not only where you are, but where everything else happens. So having the right idea sometimes can even go wrong very quickly if you're just a little bit off and you're just like, oh wait, I checked the wrong thing for like a half a second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. On that, I think
that one of the interesting things...
Go on.
One of the interesting things about both these teams is that to get to this point, I just want to talk about how they got to this point in the tournament, first of all, okay? So both of these teams have been 3-0'd, respectively. So Humpe Q went out to Rick's Kinzo in the first round, 3-0. And Nuckles Amsah went out 3-0 to Pipsqueak and Nicky in the second round, okay? But both
Which
of them
is
also...
both the teams that are still in winners finals, though, so like no hard... Oh, tries to save...
Absolutely, but the thing I want to really mention is that they've also had to scrap their way to this point because both teams also went 3-2 nail biters. So Humpe and Q went 3-2 up against Nox or Pixel, another really solid, really static team that have been showing up throughout the same events. And similarly, Nuckles and Amsah went 3-2 up against Kellner and Timmy, who are, Kellner is one of like the big dark horse doubles players.
Well, didn't Timmy got first at one of the same events, didn't they? I can't remember which one. They got first at one of them, I'm pretty sure. Super Bowl, even. I think it was Super Bowl Online they got first at.
I'm not surprised.
That could very well happen.
Yeah, so I think that what I'm trying to get is, like, I think there's going to be
They actually didn't. They got second at Super Bowl. But
second, was it?
Two Kinzo and Ricks.
Okay.
I mean, that was your event, man. You should have really known that, if I'm honest. I mean, I'm going to call you out here.
Yeah. Loves.
So over there, Amsah and Nuckles have started building quite the lead.
That there was pretty sneaky. Pretty cheeky little nair. It's always fun when you've got one opponent, you can start messing around a little bit, doing little cheeky things. I think so. Humpe Q are the lowest seeds of this of the doubles tournament, still remaining. Out of the 4 teams still remaining, they've got the lowest seed out of any of them, and by a little margin, by the way.
It is. I think the first, third, and fourth overall seed still remaining, and then Humpe Q being the 10th seed.
10th was it? 10th.
Well,
there you go.
10th in the same ranking, not 10th in this event, because obviously there's only been 8 teams. Got in here through some unfortunate DQs or unavailabilities.
Oh, heartbreaker, Paul. Heartbreaker. I mean, I think so. For me, there's a few teams that could have been the number 1 seed, but in my mind, it was Mint Frenzy. That for me, if I was seeding the tournament, I would have been like, Mint Frenzy, you're taking this. They're getting the number 1 seed, and to go out to a DQ to some computer problems. I mean, that's a real heartbreaker.
Really unfortunate for them.
Yeah. But back to what we're talking about here. So one of the things that I sort of picked up in that first game is that, like, what really separated Amsah and Nuckles from from Humpe and Q was like they're just positional awareness. I felt like a lot of the time Humpe and Q were really boxed in, and just as we get into game 2, I was going to say I think like a stage like Pokemon is going to allow them to like really spread out a little bit more and stop that happening quite so much.
Right, and on that, if it's a little bit wider stage and you're versing and you've got double fox, you can rush down, whereas Mars ground speed isn't quite as fast, so maybe they're going to be able to use that to their advantage. But as I say that, 2 stocks down already, and Amsah's
and it's
barely
pretty much
even
the
been
same
nicked.
thing again. One of them gets caught, the other one gets grabbed by Nuckles, and we've got pretty much the same start as we had last game.
Yeah, Nuckles as well, like Kellner we spoke of earlier, just a real, I think like a solid singles player, but like really excels in doubles, you know. And there's some players are just like that; they just have that level up when they are when they play with a teammate, you know.
Yep. Okay, clear the
QPQ
stage.
response, yeah.
I would
With
say
not
Q,
too
Q
much
also
damage.
a player known for that.
Yeah.
Usually, where Q in singles brackets, not really a name that pops up too often. But then, as soon as we have it in doubles,
Knuckle arms are just absolutely team comboing. And it's opting for the up throw instead of the back throw, trusting Amsah to go for a team combo there, but didn't quite pay off. There was too much pressure from the double fox.
One of the things I think is just really brilliant about the way Knuckles and Amsah are playing it is they've just got this great ability to just, even when there's both opponents on the stage, they have a great ability to just get these 2v1 situations, even if it's just for one interaction, and just eke out a big hit away and then target swap immediately to the other opponent.
yeah. And I think one thing they've also I can see is like they're pretty much doing a lot of the similar setups, which is really nice in teams. If you have like certain situations where you already know what your teammate is going to do, like you can just say, okay, every time like Marth gets a grab, we see Amsah pretty much, if he's in position, charging up smash right in front of him, no matter what.
Yeah, that's some really great team synergy, especially not again. Oh.
That's really tough. They're going to take this to the bank.
Yeah, Humpe is on high percentage here, so this is all but over. What do they need to do? What do they need to do? They need to separate red team. If I'm looking at like if I'm looking at
what Amsah
from Humpe Q's perspective,
I think one
they
of
need
the things that needs to start happening is they also need to help each other a bit more when they're getting comboed. Because it feels a lot like once they're in a disadvantaged position, each of them is kind of in their own boat.
Also, I think like the team combo game from Knuckles and Amsah has been like extraordinarily good. Where even if it's not so much about like tennising the opponent, it's just about like knocking the opponent off stage or away and then turning their focus immediately to the other remaining fox, and then just kind of doing that. And if you can keep that situation where you're always at an advantage with 2 against 1, that's just going to eke out a lead. I do think that you're quite right. They are getting separated quite badly, or they're getting pinned in quite badly. And I just kind of think they're losing the 2-on-2 fights. So maybe trying to keep them apart might be the way to go.
Yeah,
really.
I'm also wondering why we are not seeing Humpe as Falco, but as Fox. The Fox Marth team doesn't really. There we go.
Yeah, speaking of.
I was wondering because like usually like if it's like a team like a Samus or a Puff or something where you can really use the speed of the double Fox very, very well, I would kind of see it. But like against the Fox Marth, is the speed advantage really worth things like laser saves and the comfort of the Humpe's Falco, which he's been playing for over a decade at this point?
Oh my god, Knuckles just turned an edge guard into a kill. It was insane. He was being edge guarded.
Great from Humpe as well, just to close out a couple of stocks there. I think you're right. This is like Paul. This might have been like the pick from the start. Is just bringing the Falco onto the stage, and sometimes if hopefully it's not too little, too late. But I think we're seeing like a much stronger.
It is going to be very hard, I think, overall to take 3 games in a row off of Amsah Knuckles, but this is looking a lot better than the first 2 games.
The awareness Amsah has, it's crazy. He is everywhere.
Yeah.
How?
Unfortunately, as well, Q lost a couple of stocks really early on in this last match as well. You know, so it's just put them at a little bit of a disadvantage. I would have liked to seen Humpe just, you know, pick Falco from the start, or at least after game 1. But
yeah, it did seem like it was pretty commanding game 1, but maybe they just wanted to test it out on that wider stage, you know, Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, and Knuckles just does a suicide dare to just close out Q's last stock, and that's going to be it. Oh, commanding.
Sheesh.
Absolutely commanding 3-0 from Knuckles Amsah, who move on in the bracket.
It did look like they had it. They had, like, so at the start of that game, at the start of that third game, it looked like it was they had something going, but yeah, couldn't quite get it running there.
Oof. But that means we will get the Dutch team, seeing them in losers semifinals later on against Jormus and Aberv, who are the how do I say this? Who are the recipients of the Frenzy Mint DQ? So they've got that like one set less, which I'm not sure if that's a good thing, but on the other hand, it is Frenzy and Mint, so that is a very hard set to play. That's going to be a fun one later on as well. But next up, we turn our attention to the winner's side of things, where we've
Pipsqueak
got
Mickey Rix Kinzo.
more foxes.
Yeah. So I was looking at this before, and it looks like Pip and Nikki haven't teamed together in a same event since Smash Sauna, which was
May
5 events ago.
They took their early results were really, really good, and then they just sort of stopped entering after they won one. No, actually, they didn't win the last one they entered, but you know,
I mean,
but
individually,
it was still enough
if you
to,
look at them
comfortably bring them in.
If you look at them as a singles like entity, they're
Yeah.
great players. So obviously they're going to be a great team together, but